All right, hello, pre-calculus, advanced pre-calculus. Here we are. I'm back. It is Friday morning now, and I'm doing page 2 of this practice test. So, find the first positive value of x for which each of the following has a vertical asymptote. All right, a couple things to keep in mind is that the asymptotes occur at the half period, and we, for the parent tangent, and just looking at one period, we go half to the right and half to the left, half a period, so pi over 2 and negative pi over 2. So that's going to be my thought here. And over here, cotangent, the asymptotes occur at the start and the end of a period, so at the beginning and the end. And so I'm going to keep that in mind for cotangent here. All right, so let's start with positive. This is a pretty negative. So we've got pi over 2, which is positive, and we're going to pi over 4. It's going to be, if we put a 4 here, it'll be 2, that's 3 pi over 4. I'm guessing that that's it. But I want to be safe, granted this is a negative value. So this asks for the first positive, this is a negative value. But just want to make sure when I shift it that it doesn't bump over into being positive. So you just want to, be safe. And so when you do this, you see that you get negative pi over 4. So that doesn't be the positive, that's not a positive value. So this one is equal to 3 pi over 4. All right. This one without the phase shift, things are always a little bit easier with the phase shift. So this doesn't have a phase shift, so we're just going to go to the start and the end of the period. This 5 is just going to affect a key value. That doesn't affect the asymptotes. We're just going to use this 4, get our period, which is going to be pi for cotangent and tangent. Divide it by that 4, okay? Divide it by that 4, and so that's the period. So cotangent, the asymptotes are the start and the end of the period. So these asymptotes will be at 0 and pi over 4. So the first positive value, 0, is not positive. 0 is 0. It's not positive or negative. It's just 0. So this is pi over 4. All right. So next thing, we're going to sketch the graphs. All right. So the first one has quite a lot going on. So let's just start with that. I'm just going to graph one period. So I'm going to, sketch to the right here on cosine. So we'll just do like so, and like so. T, Y, let's start with that. Let's look here. We have I'm going to just take some mental notes as I approach the problem. That I've got an amplitude of 1 over 3. Cosine is going to start low, and then I'm going to have a vertical shift. So, my max and my min would be 1 over 3 and negative 1 over 3 without the vertical shift, but let's go ahead and do the vertical shift. So 1/3 plus 3 over 3 is 4 over 3, and negative 1 over 3 plus 3 over 3 is 2 over 3. So that's going to be my max and my min. That'll take care of the transformations I'll take care of the transformations vertically. All right. So let's just 2 pi over 3 here. And let's do 4 pi over 3 here. And so you're going to have this midline right here in the middle of actually that would be 3 over 3 or 1. Okay, so let's look at our t-values. I'm just going to do the chart for the t-values here. There's no period shift here. So our periods are just, our period is still going to be 2 pi. So let's get our 5 values down. 0 to 2 pi, halfway, quarter of the way, and 3/4 of the way. Those are just your, that's just your 0, 90 degrees, 180, 270, 360. And then let's shift them. Going into my grid here, but that's all right. So let's do plus pi over 2. So pi over 2 shift. So we're going to start this at pi over 2. I want to make sure I graph this line here. And then it's just going to shift by pi over 2. So pi, 3 pi over 2, 2 pi, and then we're at 5 pi over 2. All right, so let's just do these by pi over 2 here, maybe. Let's see if we have room to do them by 2s. Make sure I'm on the screen there. 2 pi. Yeah, perfect. All right, so cosine starts low for a negative. So let's go to this first piece here. Start low. Go to the midline, go high, go to the midline, and complete the cycle. Okay, and we'll get a nice little curve going. There's one period. Okay, if you want to show that the graph continues with arrows, that's fine, because indeed it does. If you don't, that's fine also. And then in terms of labeling, let's kind of just universally label maxes and mins. So just to get some key values, max and mins are key values pretty much across the board. So this is 5 pi over 2 over 3, whereas this is pi over 2 over 3, and this max here is at 3 pi over 2 and 4 over 3. Okay, so that one had a lot going on. Let's move over to tangent. Tangent's a little easier. So one period, we're just going to grab, asymptotes. With tangent, we're going to do it at the half period. So let's get our period here. Our period is pi over pi. So we have a period of 1. So I'm going to go halfway. And let's stretch it out. Let's make this a half. And let's make this negative half. I'm going to really make that kind of wide there. Just because I want to talk about the key values with this vertical shift. All right, so those are asymptotes. This is a variable of t, so t equal to negative 1/2. And t equal to 1/2. Okay, so, tangent would be going through at 0, 0, but it's going to be going through at negative 4. So let's put that key value on 1, 2, 3, 4. That vertical shift. It's a positive, so we're going to be on the increase. And our other key values are at the quarter period. Usually they're pi over 4, so now it'll be 1 over 4. Negative 1 over 4, and those are usually at 1, but they're going to be shifted down 3. So we're just going to go 1 minus 4 is at this negative 3. So 1, 2, 3. So that key value there is 1/4, negative 3. That key value where it turns, and then this one would be at negative 1, and so we're going to minus 4 from that and go down to negative 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so negative 1 over 4, negative 5. Key values. Approach the asymptote on the increase, monotonic on the increase, and there is one period of this tangent. Okay, moving right along. Next one here, factor 2 sine. Let's factor that pi out. And when I take the pi out of here, you're dividing when you factor pi over 4. The pi goes to the denominator, the pi's cancel, and that's 1 over 4. All right, so here we go. We've got a phase shift. Let's just start with our max and min. You can just put the 2's wherever. Let's just do 2. Negative 2, however you want to scale it, is fine. So we're done with our vertical transformations of vertical stretch by 2. And let's go to our period and then our phase shift. All right, so period here, to compute the period, first time we did 2 pi over pi, this b value, which is here or here. And so the period is, so let's do our t value again. So if we're doing this t here, this would, or it's x, sorry. This one, let's actually go back and label this. This is t, this is y, and this one is x, and this is y. Okay, so let's do our, let's do a pi x. 0 to 2, halfway, a quarter, and 3/4. All right, and then let's shift those. And we're going to have a phase shift of, minus 1 over 4. So minus 1 over 4 here, minus 1 over 4. 1/2 minus 1/4 is 1/4. Okay, so we're just shifting here. 1 minus 1/4 is 3/4. 3/2 minus 1/4 is 5/4. And then 2 minus 1/4 is 7/4. Okay, so these are the values we want to graph right here. All right, so we're going to start at, let's do kind of 2 tick marks for 1/4 so that we've got some room maybe. So we're going to be going 1/4 here. That's going to be where it's going to start. 1/4 to the left, that is. And then 1/4 to the right. And then here. Let's see. So I've got those 4th to 4th. So I got to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm going to run out of room. So let's go back and do. Let's try not to make it so squished. We'll just do these all 1/4. Sorry. -1/4. And then 1/4. Okay, so then we'll go here to 3/4, 5/4, and 7/4. Didn't want to be so squished, but that's the way it's got to be. Okay, and so sine is, there's no vertical shift, so the midline is going to be this x-axis here. Sine starts at the midline, and with a positive sign, it heads up. So we start here, and we're going to head up, back to the midline, hit our minimum, and midline. All right, so there we go. Okay, and you can go in or not. I'm not. All right. So the last problem here, that one is right for cosine and sine. Given information, the graph here to help us. The max occurs at 0.6. Right, and a low point occurs at pi/2. All right, so the first thing I am going to do is, try to find my midline, try to find my amplitude, all that kind of good stuff. I mean, I think it's fairly easy to see here that the amplitude is 2, but let's use algebra. Amplitude here is going to be 1/2 the max minus the min, so that's going to be 1/2 of 4, so it's going to have an amplitude of 2, and so that'll be the same for sine or cosine. And then let's get our midline, our d value, which is our vertical shift. That's going to be 1/2 the 6 plus the 2, which is going to occur at 1/2 of 8. Which is going to be 4. I think that's pretty easy to see as well. Let's just do that. So this is going to go through right there at y equal to 4. All right, so let's also look at a period. Now the max and the min occur, this distance is a half period. From max to min, whether it's sine or cosine, that is a half a period of a distance. So, and that's a left-right distance. So our period here is going to be 2 times the distance from pi over 2 to 0. So this is going to have a period of, when all is said and done, that's a period of pi. So from that period of pi, I need to get my b value. So my b value is going to be 2 pi divided by the b value had to equal pi. And we do a switch. We do a switch on that right here. And we get 2 pi over pi is equal to b. So the b value is 2. Okay, I think we got all that we need here besides maybe some phase shift. So cosine is going to be the easiest one to write because cosine, it starts high or low. And right here on the x equal to 0 axis here, we are, at a maximum. I guess I should say the t equal to 0 axis. We're at a maximum. So cosine starting high, that's your parent function cosine. So this is great. We don't have a phase shift is what I'm saying. It says you start, and that will tell you your phase shift. So let's start with cosine. Y equals amplitude of 2 cosine b value of 2 t, and then a phase shift of, not a phase shift, my bad, a vertical shift of 4. And that's easy breezy cosine. Y equals 2 cosine 2t plus 4. All right, so sine. Sine is going to start, let's start sine at the midline. So you could start here, or you could start here. It's sort of up to you. So there's really two options, two obvious options for sine, and I'll just write both of them so that you can see. So let's say we start here a little bit to the right. Well, that's a quarter period point right there. It's from 0 to pi over 2. That would be a pi over 4. So that's a phase shift of plus pi over 4. Remember, I start here, sine's at the midline going down. So that would be negative 2 sine. B value is the same, you guys. But now we have a phase shift, and that went right pi over 2. So we want to write that went right pi over 4. So I want to write minus pi over 4 in parentheses, and then add in that D value, that line or that vertical shift. Okay, last one. Let's say we started here. We could start here. That's the first one. Let's say we started to a sine right here. That would be sine at the midline heading upwards. That would be positive 2 sine, parentheses 2, new parentheses t. And that's going to be a phase shift left pi over 2. So this would be plus pi over 4 in parentheses, and throw in a vertical shift. Okay, so that's page 2. Hope that helps. If you graphed any of these, if you just wanted to, put these into Desmos, you would see that they're all the same. They're all the same curve. All right, guys, I hope that helps. Good luck studying, and we'll see you next time. All right, bye.